3 days ago, a shoebox landed on my doorstep. The return address made my blood run cold. Patricia, my ex-mother-in-law. Inside, I found the truth. For 5 years, I destroyed an innocent man. Let me rewind. Let me tell you how I got here, because you need to understand what I thought was true before I show you what actually was. 2 years ago, I divorced my husband, Daniel. We'd been married for 5 years, together for 8. He was my college sweetheart, my best friend, the person I thought I'd grow old with. But somewhere along the way, things changed. He changed. It started small. He became distant, distracted. He'd come home late from work, eyes elsewhere, mind somewhere I couldn't reach. When I tried to talk to him, he'd brush me off with exhausted sighs and half answers. I'm just tired, Jen. Work's been crazy. Can we talk about this later? Later never came. Then I found the texts. I wasn't snooping, at least that's what I told myself. His phone buzzed on the counter while he was in the shower, and I saw a name I didn't recognize. A. Just the letter A. I can't stop thinking about last night. My stomach dropped. My hands went cold. I opened the thread. Months of messages. Late-night conversations. I wish you were here. This is getting harder to hide. I need to see you again. I confronted him that night. I remember screaming, crying, throwing his phone across the room. I remember the look on his face. Not guilt, not panic. Just sadness. Defeat. It's not what you think, he said quietly. Then what the hell is it, Daniel? He didn't answer. He just looked at me with these hollow eyes and said, maybe we should take a break. A break? After 8 years? After vows and a mortgage and a life we'd built together? He wanted a break. I filed for the divorce the next week. His mother, Patricia, called me repeatedly. I ignored her. She chose her side, her son's side, and I wanted nothing to do with any of them. I packed up, moved to a new apartment across town, and spent a year rebuilding myself from the rubble of broken trust. Daniel didn't fight the divorce. He signed the papers without a word. No explanation, no apology, just his signature and a forwarding address. I hated him for that silence almost more than the betrayal itself. Fast forward to December 19th, this year. I'm in a better place now. I've got a new job I actually love, a small circle of friends who held me together when I was falling apart, and I've even been on a few dates. Nothing serious, but I'm learning to trust again, slowly. Then, a package arrives. No return address, but I recognize the handwriting immediately. Patricia's elegant cursive, the kind she used to write on birthday cards and recipe cards she'd give me during holidays. My first instinct is to throw it away. I don't need ghosts showing up on my doorstep. But something stops me. Curiosity, maybe, or some sick part of me that wants to know if she's reaching out to apologize for raising a man who could lie so easily. I open it. Inside is a simple shoebox wrapped in brown paper. And on top, a letter. Jennifer, I know you don't want to hear from me. I know you have every reason to hate us, but you deserve to know the truth. Daniel made me promise I'd never tell you, but I can't carry this anymore. I can't let you live the rest of your life believing a lie. Please read everything before you decide what to do. Patricia. My heart's pounding. I lift the lid. Inside are medical documents, hospital records, lab results, and dozens of emails between Daniel and various doctors. I start reading and the room begins to spin. Daniel was sick. Not a cold. Not something temporary. He'd been diagnosed with early onset ALS 3 months before I found those texts. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, the same disease that slowly paralyzes your body while your mind stays shark, trapped inside a shell that stops working. There's a letter from his neurologist, dated a few weeks after I'd noticed him becoming distant. The prognosis was brutal. 3 to 5 years, progressive muscle weakness, eventual loss of motor function, speech, swallowing, everything. I'm reading these pages and I can't process it. Why wouldn't he tell me? Why would he hide this? Then I find the emails. One to his best friend, Marcus. I can't do this to her, man. I can't ask Jen to watch me die slowly. She deserves a full life, not to become my nurse. I need to make her leave before she finds out. Another to his mother. Mom, please don't tell her. I need her to hate me. It's the only way she'll move on. If she knows the truth, she'll stay out of obligation, and I can't do that to her. Let her think I cheated. Let her be angry. Anger will set her free. I drop the papers. My hands are over my mouth, and I'm sobbing so hard I can barely breathe. The person he was texting, wasn't a lover. It was Dr. Allison Chen, his neurologist. The messages I'd read out of context were about his appointments, his symptoms, his fear. I Can't Stop Thinking About Last Night was about a particularly bad episode where he'd lost feeling in his hands. This Is Getting Harder to Hide was about his deteriorating condition. He let me think he was cheating. He let me hate him. He pushed me away on purpose because he loved me too much to let me sacrifice my life for him. And I divorced him for it. I'm sitting on my apartment floor, surrounded by these documents, and I feel like I'm breaking into 1,000 pieces all over again. How do you grieve someone who's still alive? How do you process that the worst betrayal of your life was actually an act of love? I grab my phone. I need to call him. Wait, there's more in the box. At the very bottom, under all the medical papers, is another envelope, smaller, sealed. My name is written on it in handwriting that's shaky, barely legible. Daniel's handwriting, but wrong. The letters are malformed, trembling. The disease, I realize, his hands. I open it. Jen. If you're reading this, it means my mom broke her promise. I'm sorry. I never wanted you to know. I wanted you to remember me as the asshole who broke your heart, not the guy you pitied. I wanted you to move on, find someone whole, build the life you deserve. I don't regret what I did. Pushing you away was the hardest thing I've ever done, but it was also the most loving. You're free now. Please stay that way. Don't come looking for me. Don't throw away your future for my past. I loved you enough to let you go. Please love yourself enough to stay gone. D. I'm screaming. I don't even realize I'm doing it until my neighbor bangs on the wall. He wanted me gone. He needed me gone. And I gave him exactly what he asked for. I left, I hated him, I moved on. But here's the thing that's tearing me apart. Would I have stayed if I'd known? Absolutely. Would I have resented him eventually? Would I have felt trapped? Would our love have curdled into obligation and exhaustion and grief? I don't know. I'll never know. And Daniel made that choice for me. I do what he asked me not to do. I call Patricia. She answers on the first ring like she's been waiting. How is he? My voice cracks. There's a long pause. Not good, Jennifer. He's in a care facility now. He can still speak, but it's getting harder. He's going downhill faster than they expected. Does he know you sent this to me? No, and he'll be furious when he finds out. But you had a right to know. You spent 2 years thinking you weren't enough, that you'd failed him somehow. That wasn't fair. Can I see him? Honey, Patricia's voice breaks. He made me promise. He doesn't want you to see him like this. I don't care what he wants. I'm shouting now, tears streaming. He doesn't get to make this decision for me anymore. He doesn't get to decide what I can handle. Silence. Then, facility address is in the box. Room 304. But Jennifer, prepare yourself. He's not the Daniel you remember. I go the next morning. The drive feels endless. I've rehearsed 1,000 things to say, but the moment I walk into that room, every word disappears. He's in a wheelchair by the window. He's thinner, so much thinner. His face is gaunt. His hands rest limply in his lap, and there's a communication device on the armrest. When he sees me, his eyes widen, then close, and a single tear runs down his cheek.
"Hi," I whisper. He tries to speak, but the words come out slurred, effortful. The tablet speaks for him instead, his pre-typed message robotic. "You weren't supposed to come." "Yeah, well, you weren't supposed to lie to me either." We sit in silence. Then I do something I never thought I'd do. I pull a chair next to him, take his weak hand in mine, and say, "I'm not here to stay. I'm not here to save you or fix this. I'm here because you deserved to make your choice, and I deserve to make mine. And my choice is to say goodbye properly, not in anger, not in lies, but in truth." He types slowly, each movement painful. "I wanted you to hate me." "I know, I did, but I don't anymore. You should go. Live your life." "I will, but first, I need you to hear this. What you did was cruel. It was controlling. You took away my agency because you decided you knew what was best for me. You didn't give me a choice." His eyes fill with tears. The tablet, "I'm sorry." "But," I squeeze his hand gently, "I also understand why you did it. And maybe that makes me angrier because now I can't even hate you properly." He makes a sound, something between a laugh and a sob. We talk for 2 hours. Not about the disease, not about the divorce, about memories, about the good years, about who we were before everything fell apart. When I leave, I don't promise to come back, but I don't say I won't either. Here's what I can't stop thinking about. Was Daniel right to push me away? Or did he rob me of the chance to love him through the hardest thing he'd ever face? Is protecting someone from pain an act of love or an act of control? I don't have the answer. Some days, I'm furious at him for making choices about my life without me. Other days, I'm heartbroken by the impossible position he was in. I've been back to see him twice since that first visit. Not as a wife, not as a caretaker, just as someone who once loved him and is trying to figure out what that means now. Patricia thanks me every time, but I don't do it for her. I don't even know if I do it for him. Maybe I do it for the version of myself that needs to know I showed up, that I didn't let someone else's fear make my choices for me. So let me ask you this. If someone you loved was dying, and they pushed you away to protect you from the pain, would you want to know the truth? Or would you rather live in the anger, free from the weight of watching them fade? Drop your answer in the comments. I really need to know what you would do. Because 2 years ago, I thought I knew exactly who the villain in my story was. Now I realize there was no villain at all. Just two people who loved each other so much that they destroyed everything trying to protect one another. And I still don't know if that makes it beautiful or tragic. Maybe it's both. If this story moved you, please hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more real stories about love, loss, and the impossible choices we make. Drop a comment telling me what you would have done. I read every single one. Thank you for listening.